Good morning, my friends. Hope you guys are doing well. It's a great weekend, and I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying wherever you are at. Today's topic I want to share my thoughts on is common sense. And for some reason, as common as it is, we commonly don't use it. And we end up facing some of the hardships just because we did not use our God given noodles, that is our brain. So today I want to talk about is how we can prevent some of those measures to live a comfortable and a happy life. There are 5 points I'm going to make, and you have to make sure that it applies to you. But these are common, issues that we always face in our day-to-day life. The first one is, I would say, is do not care. Absolutely don't care. And what I mean by that is, do not care what people think of you, who you are, what you are, where you come from, how you speak, wherever you are. We come from all different cultures and backgrounds, and even India, where I come from originally, there are like so many languages. I think there's 14 major languages, and there is caste system. And, some people are treated bad because they don't belong to that caste and so forth. Even in this 21st century, people deal with their skin color and so forth. And all different things that make you feel angry or upset and so forth. If once we take ourselves out of that equation and say, I don't care what you think, I am comfortable in my skin, I'm comfortable in who I am, it doesn't matter, because then you're not fighting with the world, because you are happy within yourself. Now, this is a little bit hard to do, but if you start looking deeper into it, you will start to find out like, hey, I am conquering this. For example, I'm a brown skinned guy. I live in a predominantly white neighborhood. Now, all of a sudden, one of the neighbors comes and he doesn't have a problem with me, or she doesn't have a problem with me. But she says, anyways, there are people who are talking about you. I'm sorry, you might be feeling like a little bit of hatred towards you, or they don't want to talk to you and stuff like that. And my reaction should be, what does it matter? They have that choice. They don't have to like me. They can hate me. That is the God-given choice, because God has given us all choices to do what we want to do with our lives. They are defining themselves through hatred. I want to define myself with love. And if I love them and they hate me, then it's on them. So I try to show love, kindness to everybody. Now, if they continue with that action, then we will not have the connection. But I cannot force them to love me and be my friend, because they don't have that heart. So I have to learn to not care what they feel. I should be enjoying my space where I'm at. And that's it, is that your space is your space. In your space right here, nobody can come except you allow who comes into your space, your head, your mind, your spirit. You have to open the door to let those thoughts in. If somebody is not nice to you, you let them in. And that's why we struggle in life, because this person doesn't like me, or that person said mean things to me, or my boss is mean to me. They are just being who they are, as they have the choice to be. You be who you are, and that's your choice. So that's where you use the first point that I gave, is don't care what other people think. We are so concerned about gender equality and what is my gender now. It's like they, them, and I don't even know how to address some people because they're so offended by it. So, but I'm not trying to on purpose go and offend somebody, but it's just there and people are offended. But That's when, not that we are intentionally going and doing something to hurt somebody, but we are taking a step back and say, hey, you know what? You are you, you be yourself. My second point is prayer. This is for the people, in the whole world who do pray, different religions, different caste of, thought processes, and people who are atheist. Even for you, you may not believe in any of those things, but you come in contact with people who are awful to you, or you feel rejected, or whatever your process is. And however you deal with, because I don't know how to deal without God, so I usually pray. So I would say is for you to consider yourself that you are, say you are God, you yourself, because you are not believing in higher power. So consider yourself, you are in charge of your own life. But people who do pray, I would say to you is, if you really believe in your prayers, then believe it and use it. A lot of Christians, especially because I'm a Christian, so I'm going to talk about the Christians, is they say, pray for me. They tell everybody else, because the Bible says, in James it says, if when you're sick, have the elders of the church come and pray for you. It's a great thing. It is needed. We need that prayer. Even I do. But believe in your prayers. If you're asking somebody to pray for you, do you think their prayer is going to be better than yours? Just think about this. And this is where the common sense comes in. We wake up people at 2 o'clock in the morning. I have heard stories. They say, can you pray for me? I am not saying that's bad or wrong. I think it's more of a moral support you need. So you can say, hey, I am in a dilemma. I need a moral support. Can you talk to me? And then you can say, yeah, I pray. But just to call and say, I need prayers. I feel, this is my just opinion, is you pray. Because it's the same God who is going to use their thoughts and their prayers to heal you, right? Or to make you feel better. Why can't you use your own thoughts and own prayers to feel, say, God will heal me? So believe in your own prayers. And before you can pick up the phone and start calling everybody and say, pray for me. Now, there is unity in all the believers getting together and praying, and things can come in a bigger way. I will not deny that. But I'm saying in your daily life, you can do these things for yourself. So you are in your position spiritually, connecting with the Creator and overcoming your thoughts. So you don't need to go and make other people's life inconvenient so that you can have a prayer, because you have that same God that is in them living in you. Now, if you feel your prayers are not being answered, then you need to find that with your Creator and say, why my prayers are not being answered? Is there something wrong in my life? And He will show you, or whatever you believe in will give you that understanding. You will come to know. But saying that their prayer works and yours doesn't is, I don't understand that, because your prayer is powerful, same as theirs. So that's my own prayer. The third one is taking responsibility for yourself. Now, here is where the real, rubber meets the road kind of a thing. People, and I will continue with the prayer thing because it's right falling into the whole scenario. If people are not taking care of their health, they are eating what they want. When they're diabetic, they are eating sugar, they're going into the hospital, they are told, hey, you shouldn't eat all these things, or they've got heart issues, they're eating all this saturated fat. They are not taking care of themselves, and they go to church, they ask Christians, brothers or sisters, and say, can you pray for me because I need healing, I'm sick. Well, did you take care of yourself? Did you use the principle of self-control? If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then asking God to pray for you, asking God to heal you, you are actually missing the point of what the prayer is. Prayer is a conversation with God, and the faith is something that you put into the power you believe in so that you can be whole in your mind, body, soul, and spirit. So if you don't believe in what you are asking for prayer, and then you're not taking responsibility of not eating right, exercising, and constantly asking people to pray for you, you're creating the same problem over and over again and having people be inconvenient. And not mention you're making your life a miserable one because you're sick and you're not able to do it. That goes with common sense is, I can't afford to do all these things, like get a house that I can't afford. I can afford to buy that big screen TV. So I still go ahead and buy those things and then end up not being able to pay for it, and then saying, God, please help me with the provision for this. How is that possible that God can help you with that if you made poor choices? You were in control of those choices. So, and then if your house gets repossessed, or if you can't pay that credit card bill that you bought that big screen TV on, your credit goes into pothole. And then you're saying, God, you put me in a bad position. No, he didn't. You chose those things. You're not taking responsibility for your own action. So these are some of the things that we have to consider. The fourth one that I would say is, you need to not stress or worry. And what I want to say about that is, we get stressed and worried about life so bad. And just for example, now in our family members, say your son or daughter, your brother or sister, your husband or wife, they are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. They're not having a job, or they're in a bad relationship, or whatever they're doing. We tend to take it on us to change their lives. We cannot do. And when we are not able to do that, we end up feeling frustrated, anger, and all these things happen. And we are falling into this position where we lose ourselves. Sometimes you cannot make other people happy. You want to try, but they have to make their own effort in being happy, joyful, their own success. You can help them bring up. But if they choose not to come up, you are just plowing and plowing with no fruits coming. And then you get frustrated, you get angry, and then you blame them. It's actually not their fault. It's yours because you allowed them to take over your life. So if you want stress-free life, let people be who they are. Don't try to change them. Change comes from within. And if it comes from within, that is a permanent change. If it comes from the outside, it's temporary. So if you believe that you want your family members, your friends to change, you need to first let them be who they are and help them in their journey. And you can bring your solid input into their life if you're allowed to do that. But expecting them to turn around with your input is a different matter. So avoid trying to change people. And that's when you will feel less stressed. There's God's list and there is your list. God is the one who can change them because He has made us. We are the one, only we are co-creators, so we can bring forth goodness to them into their lives. Whether they take it or not, that's up to them. So you make that decision when you deal with people in your life. And sometimes, even if it's your family members, best friends, you have to let them go. Let them deal with their issues. Be for them when they need you, and you can help them to a certain extent, but don't own it. It's not yours to own it. Your journey is your journey. Their journey is their journey. Don't trespass on their journey. Let them understand the Creator for themselves. Now, my final point is stick with the program. And that's what I mean is all these things that I've shown that has worked for me. And I'll tell you, it's not perfect, but it's some of those things that I apply in my life to live a good life. And it's still work. It's not just, okay, I've mastered it. It's work in progress. And if you stick with this, and I've seen changes in my life when I started to let go of people who I can't change, I can't help any more than what I have, I've become better. I can't change the crisis of the world, right? But I can learn to adjust to what the crisis is and make a better choice for myself. So you have to understand these principles to make a difference in your life. And when using these common sense principles, you will find day-to-day life that you're gonna find it going easy. Use common sense and you will not abuse yourself. Again, I'm saying that. Use your common sense and you will not abuse yourself. And that's the very simple thought. And I think with this, I will end the video, and I hope this video was encouraging and not offensive. If you feel that I have missed anything in it and you want to add, please do share in the comments, or just let me know what your thoughts on this video. That would be great too. Thank you very much. I appreciate it watching, and I value your time. You have a wonderful day, and we'll chat later.